But do you really know how to parallel park? Let's take a look and see if you often run into these situations. First, you back in one move, but find that the car is positioned too far out. Second, the rear of the car is already inside the parking space, but there is no room left to adjust either the rear or the front of the car. All right. First, we will explain the idea and method for backing into the space in one smooth move, and then we will talk about why these two problems happen and how to fix them. If you want to back in one move, you only need to remember these three reference points. The first reference point is when the rear of your car lines up with the rear of the car next to you. Stop the car here. Then turn the steering wheel fully to the left and reverse until you can clearly see the front of the car behind you in the right side mirror. Remember, this is the second reference point. Next, straighten the steering wheel and continue reversing until the right rear wheel just enters the parking space. Remember, this is the third reference point. Then immediately turn the steering wheel fully to the right, and the car will go into the space. Now let's summarize these three reference points. First, the rear of the car lines up. Second, you can see the front of the car behind you. Third, the right rear wheel enters the parking space. As long as you remember these 3 points, you can usually back into the space in one try. Here is one additional detail. Before you even start reversing, you can slightly angle the car in advance, which is similar to jumping directly to the second step. This can shorten the time it takes to enter the parking space. Now let's look at how the two problems mentioned earlier happen. For the first problem, when the car is positioned too far out, there are usually two reasons. Either the rear of the car was not pulled far enough forward before starting to reverse, which causes the car to have too large of an angle, making it very difficult to enter the space with normal adjustments. Another situation is turning the steering wheel to the right too early, before the right rear wheel has entered the parking space. So, how do we adjust in this situation? We simply pull the car back out and follow the same method as before. When the right side mirror shows the front of the car behind you, then start reversing again. This way, you can still back into the space in one move. Now let's talk about the second problem, where both the front and the rear of the car are stuck at the same time. The first reason is starting to reverse when the rear of the car is positioned too high up. In this case, the rear can enter the space, but there is almost no room left to adjust the front of the car. The second reason is not checking the right side mirror while reversing, which causes the car to be angled too much. By the time you straighten the steering wheel to line up the car, there is already no adjustment space left. So how do we fix these situations? The idea is still the same. First, pull the car out of the parking space. When the right side mirror shows the front of the car behind you, follow the same 3 reference points we discussed earlier, and you will be able to back into the parking space smoothly. Finally, let's summarize. No matter what caused the car to get stuck, the adjustment logic is always the same. Step 1. Pull the car out. Step 2. Check the right side mirror. When the extension line of your car just becomes tangent to the left front corner of the car behind you, you can usually back into the parking space successfully.